day. Tomorrow will be my fifth day of working on my raw food journey and experiencing new things, and it's been exciting. I've seen that since going raw, they're experience some things like you have some flagellants. Even while you're asleep, you can get some flagellant, which for you guys that don't know, so you might want to maybe take some apple cider vinegar or even, believe it or not, wash your vegetables in baking soda so it's not so flagellant for you to pass. Also, keeping your greens looking good. I tried some lemon juice to keep them nice and moist, and adding things. Now, today, when I was making my salad, which is nice, and I got my greens from Arnold's Way in Lansdale, which was really, really interesting. And I know that they're fresh because they had a nice, beautiful slug in them. And I asked somebody else to wash them. And a roll in my big wooden bowl, which I really enjoy to eat from because it's big and it's really beautiful. Uh, there was a little bit of a slug. The slug came out. So the slugs were washed, but this one just happened to be in, so I had to rewash the greens myself to be perfectly sure. Kind of don't like bugs, if you know, you guys know me very well. Don't like bugs of any kind. I also, for you guys, what I did is I washed them very carefully. You got to see me prepare them. I really massaged them. I used some small smoked sea salt, which really got in them. And as you know, slugs or bugs or worms, they melt when they get into the the salt. Ugh, just thinking about it, just ugh. So I used some parsnips, I used some peppers, I used some kelp, I used some dulse, I used some garlic, I used some turmeric, I used some cayenne pepper, I used um, olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, cold press, which was very good. That's what I did. Then on top of that, I also had a nice smoothie, which consists of maca, aki berry, coconut water, dehydrated. So I had bananas and strawberries. And what else did I put in there? I think I put lucama. I also put a little bit of trying to think what else. I put a little bit of my what I call my superfoods in there. I didn't put any goji berries, so I am just so excited. I am looking forward to getting my SCOBY pretty soon, so I can make some kombucha. I want to show you guys how to do kombucha, which is very simple, very easy. I'm also on Friday going to sit down, or maybe Thursday, I'll make an appointment with Arnold and sit down and we can talk and do an interview with him and having him on TV with me, interviewing him because I ate some of the food there, very delish. That happens to be only the raw vegan restaurant that I know of. They said there's one in the Germantown Alley area in Philadelphia called Live Foods. Couldn't find it. Not going to worry about it. As I said, the universe works in mysterious ways and put you where. He also, Arnold's Way has a beautiful health food store, which was really wonderful. It had cacao, actually, so I didn't have to send away for cacao. It had cacao butter, was very reasonably priced. It had cacao powder, also had carob powder. It also had extra virgin olive oil, basically everything that you would need to go involved. He has Vitamixers. So if you're in Philadelphia, Lansdale, Montgomery County, Bucks County area, and you're looking for a wonderful health food store, I suggest you go to Arnold's Way. He's a beautiful man. Personality has a beautiful chef there by the name of Kristen Hildebrand that actually is a chef, and she's working there and making these wonderful dishes. I had a raw salmon with raw salmon on, I believe, lentil or some kind of bread, and it's a raw vegan bread, which was very delicious, made, and they took their time and they got to talk to me, made me feel very welcome and very special to be there. And I talked to some people of actually, just looking at the experience and seeing how much the challenge has changed. I have not been back to Pennsylvania in about, I'm gonna say about 12 years. I well, I haven't been to the Philadelphia Lansdale 12 years, but as you guys know, I was in a car accident in 2007, so I was here in Pennsylvania, but it was upstate, and went to Philadelphia and left in 2007 and started residing in Arizona in terms of my journey of recovering. So, on this journey of healing, just not only as a transformation, I am meeting some family members with some issues and dealing with them and coming to grips and realizing the person that I am and that I always have been. Is just that, didn't really know who I really was, and connection and understanding why I didn't fit in that circle. And it no longer bothers me. And having the support and love of my children, which is unconditional, which was just amazing. And to see my children surrounded by this and the other things that are happening with other other family members and the things they're going through, and my children not to experience them. I feel so wonderfully blessed to be open and be able to talk to my children and have this wonderful relationship that we do have. Now, I'm not saying it's all hunky dory. The fact that my son and my daughter does eat meat, um, but I try to make sure it's the best meat. I let them know my opinion. I've talked to them about it, but when you have an 18-year-old and a 23-year-old, they have to make the decisions for themselves, just like I had to make the decision for myself. When I was 9, I wanted to be a vegetarian. So, not until I got older, much, much older, and understanding what vegetarian is and what it entailed, did I entertain that. And that was in my 20s. And meeting someone um, when I was younger to help me understand about eating the right way and showing me, because we can be vegetarian. There's some kids that actually become vegetarians and the only thing they're eating is french fries and pizza, and that's not a healthy vegetarians. They're not getting balanced. They're getting a lot of carbohydrates, they're getting a lot of sugar, they're getting a lot of fat, and not a lot of nutrients. So you teach them at an early age with them. I'll make some things for my kids. I used to make kale rolls. I'll make kale rolls. I used to make them with different carrots, cucumbers, zucchini, squash. I would also make them sun-dried tomato sauce with the pesto sauce. With I would make with spinach and basil and walnuts and oil. They've had that. They've had my what I call my trio tomato thing with heirloom tomatoes, and with the what I call my fake and bake ricotta sauce that's made out of macadamia nuts, and then having the sun-dried tomatoes and just layered with the yellow and the green and the red, which is really beautiful. And it's just enormous. They liked it, so I started making treats. So I make coconut balls, which my children loves. I make fake, what I call truffles they like. I make also flax seeds cookies, which my children like. So I've been learning to make a lot of raw vegan dishes, which the children actually happen to like, which it's a blessing for them. So I'm always trying to think of a different dish to put a spin on it, like taking lemon and making citrus meals, like with lemon and mint and asparagus and just different things, so that we get the taste of it. I'll take raw sweet potatoes and gourd and the butternut squash, and I'll put cinnamon on it and anise on it and agave and a little bit of vanilla powder and a little bit of salt, so it breaks down a little bit, so it's a little bit softer. So you make it spaghetti, or just make it real thin. And I also take a sweet potato and I'll make a cashew with cinnamon and vanilla and agave. And what I'll do is I'll make a little like a ravioli. So it's like a dessert ravioli. When it's sliced really thin, it's really delicious. And you're pouring a little bit of macadamian raw, fresh macadamian oil. That's another delicious dish that you can try. So it's all kinds of dishes that you can try. Like when you're out and you're like getting this hungry, there's a banana whip that Arnold makes that I love that you can make that takes away the craving for your hunger, and it's a frozen banana with some walnuts and other good ingredients. Or what you can do is, my favorite is basically making a Kingston crunch, which basically use peanuts. I don't like peanuts too much, it's not really good for my system, I find, but everybody's different. So I'll take almond butter, take a little bit of cinnamon, and I'll have my bananas, have them frozen, and I'll whip them up and have it with a little bit of nuts, and I'll take it as it's being frozen, like a little bit of an ice cream. And I will drink it, or I'll take my almond milk and basically freeze it into little chunks, and basically make like my little vegan ice cream that you make with a little bit of agave and a little bit of cinnamon or anise or whatever your thing, or cardamom. Cardamom is so delicious, and it has a new flavor. What I'll do is I'll take almond and cardamom and rose water, and just do like a Mediterranean thing with a little bit of pomegranate, and crushing a pomegranate and having it in there with the juice in there, and just giving it a different flavor. So these are some of the things that you can look forward to that you're going to get. So as kids, they want something that they can eat, they want something healthy, they want something fast. So you can also make veggie chips and soaking them in just a little mesquite and a little bit of salt and lucuma, and put them in the dehydrator. So when they're dehydrating, they got that. Or you can just dehydrate them with a little bit of salt and toss them in the cinnamon and the different spices with the covers, and you'll find out the kids really like it. So it's a really toss up of the things that you can do with your kids, and having them like making almond butter on a log with, basically, instead of using raisin, using craisins or cranberries that are dehydrated, that you've soaked in agave or stevia or monk fruit, or whatever your choice of the matter may be at that time. Everybody's body is different. Also, what you can do, and you use celery, you just put the almond butter with the cranberries, and just have little dust rights. Or what you can do is, another thing is, slice some apples with some almond butter and put a little bit of cinnamon on it. It tastes that, or a little bit of ginger and almond butter. It puts a different spin and a different taste of it. So you want to wake up your palate while you're doing through this, you're going through these changes. And as you're going through this raw thing, let me tell you what happens to your body. Sometimes your body gets worse before it gets better. So sometimes it takes it to a state of where your body was actually breaking down. So you might get aches and pains and all these different things that people didn't tell you what happened to you. So you got to realize that you got to heal those. So that's why I tell people, as you're doing this, you want to detox, and you want to be drinking your detox tea. Some people, it'll run through them. Some people it don't. Some people are getting colonics at this time. So and if you're juicing, if you're going through a juice fast, you also want to get a colonics. You don't want to build up in your system of poisons and toxins, like spewing out on your skin, spewing out in your bones, and the acid. The acid is building up in your bones, and it's becoming very acidic. So there's different things that you can do to relieve that. You can also move, do yoga every so often. You can also take a nice hot shower. When you get up, you want to actually massage yourself, basically with a bristle exfoliate, before you get in the shower, before the water touches you. But as you're in the shower, just exfoliate and rubbing in a circular motion all the way up to your heart, so the blood is pumping up to your heart and you're not losing circulation. So when you get in the shower, you're washing up, and as you're washing up, you're getting out and you're oiling your body, and you want to pay special attention to your stomach. You want to massage all the way from the bottom all the way to the top, from the lower intestines to your higher intestines, to get that stuff flowing. So anything that's secretion. So when they're doing a colonics, they're some people actually touch you and motion so that the water that is going in your system is actually getting all the secretion, all the fecal matter off your intestines is dropping down. So that's why I said, when you're getting, my suggestion when you're starting anything or you're doing anything, my suggestion, if you're getting colonics, get at least 3 colonics at that time for your body to make transition. And I would get them back to back. And as you're doing that, you can do a castor oil pack on your stomach and do that. And also take some black walnut husk, so that, and send cascara sagrada with some sana. So basically, it's removing all the toxins, the blood, and all the things out of there, and helping you release. So when you actually go, you're releasing a lot of fecal matter that's been there 10, 20, 30, 40 years. So you're getting your body to start healing at that time. So you're cleaning that out. Also, what I suggest is also cleaning out your nose, like doing the nose rinse, the neti pot. Clean it out with just a little bit of salt, like sea salt. Put that in with maybe some peppermint or some lavender to calm that down, to bring out the mucus. And you'll be surprised at how much mucus is coming up and how much clogged you were up here that you wouldn't think that you were clogged. And also do massage, really do massages on your body daily. So as you're doing this and you're drinking your water when you wake up and drinking your hot warm water before you go to bed, you're basically flushing and cleaning all the poison and all the toxins out your body. So as you're going on your journey, it's not so hard on your body. So as you're flushing, your body is getting rid of stuff. And like I said, spiritually, you're going to see things that are waking, like things that have been dormant might come up and surface of actually who you are and what you are, and you got to be prepared to deal with them. So keep a journal how you react. So don't rush to food or rush to grab something, and don't get angry. Think about it. Take a deep breath before you grab that cooked food or grab that fried food or go off on your journey. Take a deep breath. Count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and think and exhale. 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. And you do this 3 times. When you really take your time, and or you can go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And as you're releasing, release that emotion, release that anger, and just do it until your mind is clear. And then think of, what is your goal? What is your objective as you're making this transformation? Okay, is it to build the gap and build the bridge, that the gap that you have with your family, your friends, your children, your lover, or whatever it is, you're fixing that gap, and you're going, okay, now I am beginning to heal. You're beginning to see yourself. You're beginning to say, okay, things you got to do. And don't be scared. I don't want you to be scared of your new self, and embrace your new body, embrace your new self that's coming on, because your taste buds are going to change because you're eating a certain way. So be prepared. So like when I was vegan and I used to eat vegan, I didn't use a lot of salt. So when I actually started eating food that was non-vegan, food that normally wasn't salty or salty other it felt like it was 10 times salty or 10 times sweeter. My teeth would actually hurt because I was not used to eating that diet, and it had a response to my body. So be careful as you're doing this. You're going to find your taste buds. So even when I was in culinary school, being that I ate a fresh diet, things that were not salty to other people, I could taste the salt. Where them, I used to think, my professor, I just said he's getting old and he's losing his taste buds. The first thing that goes in your taste buds is your salt, your salt, your saltiness, that either you only can taste bitter and sweet sometimes as you get older. So either it's bitter or it's sweet. And that's like when you're working in a nursing home, people know that they crave a lot of sweet stuff, so that's how they give them sometimes their meds. That's sometimes how they actually get them to eat food, and how they get them to drink these nutritional drinks, by appealing to their sweeter side. But there's other ways to do that. Especially, I must say, and I can't stress enough, drink a lot of fluid and hydrate. Instead of drinking Gatorade, which I tell people, get a hold of some good old fashioned coconut water from a Thai coconut. And I'm going to show you how to open a Thai coconut. Everybody should know how to do that and make a drink. And there's meat inside, and I make noodles with that. I make I make some like bacon. Now the reason I don't eat meat at this present point, not because it's a spiritual purpose, is just that I didn't like meat for a while, but also it does something to my body. The chicken, as I was telling people, I'm actually allergic to chicken, and that developed over time. So, it's something to think about for me. And also, I was allergic to white sugar. Now, when you're actually eating vegan, guess what they do? They actually put sugar in your food. So, to me, it's no different than you're eating the regular diet. Yes, you're eating vegan, but that sugar is still processed. That's not good for your stomach. So, what do you do? Well, my thing is, what do I do is basically I use other sweetener like monk fruit. Monk fruit is very sweet. Sometimes it's over sweet, so you have to be careful because it tastes different when it's heated and it tastes different when it's cold. And it to me it doesn't have an aftertaste, but also just like stevia, it's acquired taste. Monk fruit is. The thing is that in a lot of the monk fruit, they use xylitol. And you want to get the xylitol that's made from the birch tree, not the other xylitol that basically is chemical made and in a thing. But they're saying that xylitol has actually been causing some brain and neurological damage. I haven't seen a report, but I've been told by this, and I want to check it out, and I've been looking for some articles to support that fact. But then again, you learn different things. Like a friend or a person I was talking to in the city was saying, I said, I love my kabusha, and he says, well, kabusha is a fad, and I said, well, wow, this fad has been going on for quite a while, and he says, well, it's just a fad, it'll go away. Well, kaboosha hasn't went away, so some people forget about it. But then there's people that keep growing kaboosha and keep going and keep going. Now, back in the day when I was drinking kaboosha, you couldn't find kaboosha in no drink when I learned about it. I mean, we're talking about something like 10 or 11 years ago. There was no kabusha. You had to make your own. You had to get your own SCOBY. I didn't know anything about kefir. I didn't find out kefir until about 2008. And I like that, and because it grows, and kefir seems to grow a lot quicker than the SCOBY. SCOBY takes 10 days. It all depends on how you like your kabusha and taste it. And you use green tea, and it's a lot. It's not a lot of work. It's with the effort that you put into it, and you just can't use metal containers. You don't want it to touch it because it makes it retarded. Retarded meaning not growing. It slows down, and the effects, it makes it late. So it does not do that. So there's different equipment. I would use a strainer or a cheesecloth, or I would also use, well, they have these plastic civvies, I call them, and you can strainer. It's a plastic strainer all the way around, so that way it's not contaminated, not coming in contact with metal. But also, you want to make sure your containers are clean. You want to make sure that your jars are very sterile, because you don't want any bacteria to grow while you're growing this. You also want to make sure that you're not cooking your tea in a metal container, because people don't think, oh my gosh, do stainless steel. No. So it's a lot of work. And what I would do for my green tea, basically, I would actually brew it in a great big jar, or what I should say, a great big the cookie jar that used to get glass, and I would make that big, and I would do that and let it ferment and let it get sweet and taste and see how I want, and watch how my babies grow and watch how this grow to get um, the kabusha, and it just worked out very well. And I grew, and I would even sell some of them, like, and if you get too much, I would give them away if I had too many, because you just keep making it, keep making it, keep making it, and as you make it, you'll find out that these kabushas, the thicker they get, the better, the prettier. I like them really thick, and they're really pretty, but after they get too thick, they're no longer good, in my opinion. They don't do the things that they're supposed to do for your body. Um, So, I mean, it has its good and its bad. So, I mean, I like that. So, I wanted to share you with that with the kombucha. I also want to share that your body's going to go through changes as you're vegan. You might be allergic to different deodorants, different soaps, different clothes, different chemicals because your body is detoxing. It's getting rid of all the from it, and the world just seems like it's a trap. You might go in a store and the smell of meat might hit you so hard that it might make you sick that you run back out. I was to the point when I first started that when I went raw for the first time, I couldn't go in a store. My girlfriend, remember, I used to love to go in a store, and it hit me about raw meat right there. And when it did, I had to turn around and walk out. And the store was not dirty; it was clean. It was actually, it was a Whole Foods, but it made me very sick because I became very sensitive to meat and the smell. So don't be surprised by that. Don't be surprised if you can smell meat through people's pores and garlic. Your senses become a lot clearer. Your eyes become a lot clearer sometimes. Like if you have film and all this stuff, and your eyes are not clear, this can happen. When you're eating clean. So this does your hair, it will grow, your nails will grow, my nails are growing. That was a big factor where they're not actually breaking, they're growing in solid and hard. And I am not drinking cow's milk, I'm drinking almond's milk, and I'm eating kale, I'm eating broccoli, I'm eating a lot more vegetables during this time, and everything is whole, it's fresh. And I'm tempted because with my children, they're eating their diet, and I'm like, okay, I want that. But then I think about it, what is going to be the end effect if I do that? And it would not be good. So I said, okay, this is what you're going to do. So you're going to take little things with you so you can eat. I take like water. I'm always drinking bottles of water, so my body is always healing. So, and I'll put chlorophyll, I'll put aloe. So I even chop up the aloe plant, wash it off, and chop up the aloe plant. So I'm actually putting in my juice. So there's different things that can do, and your aloe plant will also help your stomach digest, help your stomach run smoothly, will get rid of any toxins out. So your body is actually doing a healing thing. So I have a concoction that I make with lemon, ginger, aloe, spirulina, peppermint, and I drink that, and my body feels refreshed. But also, I drink my tea. So when I drink my tea in the morning, when I get up, I drink my tea at night. So basically, it's flushing and detoxing at nighttime. So it's getting rid of all the poisons, all the toxins all day long. So, like I said, if you want to join me on this journey of transformation, spiritually, physically, you're going to see a lot of things open up before your eyes. So, my number is 480-253-9407. That is my phone number where you can reach me at. Or what you can do is go to the Food Alchemist, TheFoodAlchemist.us, the Food Alchemist. Or you can go to Chef Ceci FoodAlchemist.com. That's ChefSess FoodAlchemist.com. Can you see like my brain gets frizzled when I have to say them over and over again? But I want you to know this is your favorite food alchemist. I hope your journey is going as successful as my journey, and you're having wonderful experiencing and loving the new year. So I send out beauty, love, light, life, and longevity, and prosperity, and blessings of success to everyone within the sound of my voice. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Blessings. When I'm saying don't do that, you that comes on my video.